What is up, you sadomasochistic motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of Tactical Pineapple Rides, where we are riding out on a beautiful day, hoping not to run into too much construction. If we do, we do, is what it is. But hey, we got some information today that I'm not really surprised to hear. Of course, I'm talking about the boosters for the vaccine, and we're going to do this intro, and I'll catch you back on the other side. So, okay, who would have thought 8 months ago we'd be talking about booster vaccines, right? I mean, it's not like you got to take 2 shots already to get vaccinated, but here we are. The Department of Health and the Biden administration have already said they're going to begin pushing booster vaccination starting September 20th. Huh, interesting. And this is all because of, obviously, the Delta variant, the ineffectiveness of the vaccine against the Delta variant, and, other issues. So what we're going to do is we're just going to inject more chemical compounds into your body and hope, just hope, that maybe it'll protect you against the deadliest variant of the vaccine yet. Basically, we are back to April numbers according to all the people that are saying numbers. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if I believe it or not. But at the same time, people are dying from it. I know it's real, but I don't know. I'm still kind of wary. I'm thinking that natural immunity is still more effective than said vaccination. Now, obviously, if you know me, you know I'm not one for the jab to begin with. I'm not going to get on anybody who gets it. I don't really care. If you want it, go get it. There's nothing stopping you. But I personally don't want it. I know that I had COVID. I know that for the most part, I believe that I am still protected. And the numbers that I saw last week show that I'm still more protected than anybody who is vaccinated against things like the Delta variant. So I believe it was the Moderna vaccine that came out last week with numbers, but it literally said that, hey, we're only 47% effective against the Delta variant. Now, I know 47% doesn't necessarily mean 47%. It's a range, probably plus or minus 3 percentage points. So it's anywhere between 44 and 50% effective. It is entirely possible that they said 47 because it's at the high range, so it could very well be 44% effective, plus or minus 3, and they just gave you 47. Now, that being said, at the same time, they said that people who have a natural immunity, who have the immunoresponse from previously having COVID and surviving it on their own, are somewhere between 52 and 79% protected. Now, why such the range they say for the natural immunity? Well, number one, it's really hard to detect whether somebody had a natural immunity before they were infected or not. And a good majority of individuals who are now getting the virus again after having it previously didn't actually have proof positive that they had the vaccine back then. So those people technically do not count. Now, if you had a positive test for COVID-19 8 months ago, 9 months ago, 10 months ago, whenever you had it, and you just got over it and your natural immunity is there, now they're saying, okay, you're getting it again. Well, now you're 42% protected, basically, right? It's kind of weird. It's kind of odd that they have a number to begin with, that they're even putting it out there, especially considering all the people saying natural immunity doesn't do anything. Now, obviously, that isn't the case. Natural immunity does something. You can't lie to the American people, at least the smart ones, and expect them to go along. But hey, who am I to fucking talk about it, right? I'm not a scientist. There's a meme that was sent to me recently that, if I can find it again, I will post it up here, but it basically is a guy sitting at a computer and he's saying, hey, honey, look at what I found that all the major scientists and medical professionals didn't. Well, the reality is that guy is getting shit on for actually trying to do his research, do his due diligence, and be informed about what he's looking at. Whereas the majority of individuals don't do that. They just think that because it was not promoted by the scientists or the doctors that they listen to, That obviously is misinformation. And the fact of the matter is that's not the case. There are people all over this world who have been researching this virus and actually putting out good data. Now, they're not allowing peer-reviewed studies for it, which makes it problematic, but there's no peer-reviewed studies on either side, so take both with a grain of salt. Look at the research, look at the numbers, look at historical fucking data. Yes, the novel coronavirus is new, right? So you can't follow the historical data because it's different. Well, I call bullshit. Historically speaking, you can too follow the historical data based on other coronaviruses and coronavirus variants. Well, it's new, there isn't any. Well, if you've been following my channel and following actual science, you know that's not the case. Coronaviruses have existed for hundreds of thousands of years. They're not going anywhere. They're going to continue to be here. SARS-CoV-2, as it is affectionately known in the medical community, otherwise known by the public as COVID-19, is just another variation of many coronaviruses that already exist, including SARS-CoV-1, otherwise known as the bird flu, and MERS-CoV-1, which is the camel flu. And then, of course, there's H1N1, which is also a coronavirus, but it was the swine flu. We've been dealing with coronaviruses forever. It's nothing new. All these different variants running around are nothing new. It's just being advertised as what it isn't, and what it isn't is a major pandemic. It is being used to subjugate us. It is being used to put a thumb over the top of us, and it's working. Just yesterday, the Las Vegas Raiders came out and said flat out that if you want to attend a game within their stadium, that you are going to need to be vaccinated. Now, fully vaccinated individuals can enter into the stadium without wearing a mask. Partially vaccinated individuals can enter into the stadium, but they have to be masked up, and unvaccinated people will be turned away. But don't worry, they will not need to refund your money, because if you show up unvaccinated, you can just get the jab on site. I mean, it's as simple as that, right? You can just get the jab on site, and then you wear a mask and go inside. You'll be perfectly fine. It's not like people who are unvaccinated are spreading the virus to people who are vaccinated, because if you're vaccinated, you're protected, right? Oh, but wait a minute. It's the double standard. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, obviously, the Las Vegas Raiders are an outlier in the NFL as of right now. But, mark my words, if they do it in Vegas, they will do it elsewhere. We started this whole passport conversation in Vegas, actually, when they were one of the first ones to come out with a digital passport to allow people into the casinos, right? The casinos themselves, they're used to having people who have separate identifications. They have the infrastructure to handle it, so it makes sense that they would be one of the first ones to develop it. Now, I know that they kind of went away from that because it was bad for business, but here we are pushing it even further. I don't know if their goal is to all out just outright kill the NFL, or if they're legitimately just pushing this shit, but it needs to stop. I don't really care about the NFL anymore. It's been hyper-politicized. I never watched football to know what political, thoughts these individuals had. Let's just put it this way. If I wanted to know what political thoughts these guys had, or I gave two shits about it, I'd actually pay attention to them outside of football. I don't. Hell, I don't even pay attention to them inside of football now. In my personal opinion, garnering the opinion of somebody who plays professional sports to begin with is the equivalent of sitting down with a fucking room full of third graders and asking them their political opinions. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. These people were most likely just pushed through school because of their fucking talents on the field. Like, there's no reason half of these individuals, when they open their mouth, that you can even fucking understand them is a miracle. Half these individuals, you can't even understand them when they open their fucking mouth because they're fucking so uneducated, it's not even funny. They only made it through the school system because of what they did for the booster programs, because of what they did for the schools, and because of their sports prowess. a lot of individuals, now I know it's not everybody. There are plenty of individuals who are intelligent who play professional sports. However, those aren't the ones that are out there screaming at the top of their lungs, look at me, I got a political statement to be made. No, it's the sheep. It's the guys who can be fucking turned over and bent upside down. Who would want to ruin their career willingly based on a shitty opinion, right? Anyways, I don't know if you guys are going to get the booster shot. I think it's completely stupid. I think this whole vaccine mandate thing for everything is completely stupid. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you disagree with me, definitely leave a thumbs down. Put a comment down below. We can have a discussion like civilized individuals in the comment section. But until next time, I have been Tactical Pineapple. This has been Tactical Pineapple Rides. And fuck every single one of you.